What's up, you damn plebeians? Neo with the Balding Plebs, joined here tonight by my brother,
Mr. fucking YouTube, baby.
Now, Mr. fucking YouTube, things are a little bit different tonight due to recovering from this vicious assault that you had to deal with. And we just decided tonight we're coming on, no BS, first impressions, discussion, review, etc. for Wolfenstein Youngblood. Now, Mr. YouTube, this iteration of Wolfenstein sees the first introduction of cooperative gameplay into the series. So let's not beat around the bush. Let's not, dance in circles here. Let's get right into the pros and cons of this game. First of all, you know what I think the number one pro of this game is, what I think its big shining selling point is for a lot of people, is the deluxe edition was $40. Mm-hmm. Unless you were like us and bought it on Amazon and got it for $32.
Yeah, so we paid $32 for this deluxe edition. It comes with the buddy pass, and you're able to play with 2 people when you have that. Now, if you have a dedicated partner to play with, right? So Neo and I, we play together pretty much all the time. So if you have a dedicated person you're going to play this with, you look at it, you're paying about $16 a piece for you each to get your hands on this game and play through the game together. Honestly, that's a good deal. You look at a movie ticket these days, that's $12, $15, So you figure for the price of a movie ticket, you're getting a nice gaming experience together. So from a value standpoint, again, assuming you're going to play this in co-op, from a value standpoint, this game is spot on and gets really high marks for great value. When you look at it from a co-op perspective.
Absolutely.
And I also thought that actually getting the co-op to work was really simple.
Well, it was for us. In our situation, you and I both have PS Plus.
Yep.
We both have a PS4 Pro. I had the deluxe edition, and you downloaded the trial/demo. The first time, literally the first time I tried to invite you, after I had downloaded my deluxe edition content from inside of my game case, yep. The first time I tried to invite you, we got into a game and were able to play without an issue.
Yep.
So, I know there's a lot of people out there saying, well, the buddy pass doesn't work, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. It does work if you have all the proper credentials installed and updated.
That's right.
So
and, we did not find it difficult at all to use. We actually really liked it. And it's worked ever since we've started, and we have had no issues getting into a game together.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's move right along here. Let's talk about the gunplay in this game, another pro for us. Good sounds to the guns, very action-packed gameplay when you're playing. The shooting is fun. Maybe the aiming, we'll talk about aiming a little bit later, but the actual shooting itself is fun. It's loud. You hit the guys in the head. Sometimes there's a nice intense splat to the face if you do shoot them like in the head with a shotgun, so that's cool. But I think we can go right along the same lines with that and say sometimes we're a little bit disappointed. We feel like we should be doing more physical body damage with our weapons than we do.
Yeah, you talk about you have positives and negatives here with the gunplay just in general. Just the whole gameplay experience. Okay, 2 players, yeah, you can take some different routes, whatnot. There are some ways to potentially stealth some sections here and there, but for the most part, you're playing a shooter. You get out your biggest gun, you upgrade it, which is another positive, is the amount of upgrades you can do, which is really kind of interesting and fun. And then you want to take your biggest, baddest gun and go kick some ass. That's pretty much what you're looking to do here. So for me, the actual gunplay is fine. Where it falls short for me is in 2 categories, and that would be in aiming, which could be some issue with sensitivity that I probably should try adjusting a little bit more. But certainly the aiming, it seems like I'm all over the place when I'm aiming for whatever reason. And the second thing would be I'm using an upgraded shotgun. I shoot an unarmored soldier point blank, and they just basically drop, right? They don't explode in a violent burst of blood like I'm kind of used to expecting from Wolfenstein. So I'm not sure what the point is there and why they made that change. If it just was less programming and less effort, or what, but it certainly doesn't give quite the the oomph to the combat that there has been. You can actually see it here where, you're pulverizing these guys, and they just they stay in shape for the most part. You don't really blow up their body parts much. You can shoot off some arms here and there. But again, for the power of these guns, you just don't get that visceral ass kicking that I really wish we would get. And you can just kind of see the enemies just kind of fall over. So,
I think I do agree with you on that. The body physics in this game leave something to be desired at times.
Majorly.
But, again, the same argument can easily be made. What do you really expect for, $40 or a $30 standard buy-in price? Again, I'm not defending it in any way, but I think that argument will be used a lot.
Yeah, and, they had this stuff kind of in other games, I think, quite a bit, so I'm not sure why they took it out.
Fair enough. No, yeah, I'm with you.
I'm not sure. I mean, that's kind of always been a calling card to some of that uber violence, and it was a letdown to see, especially, again, many occasions where I'm shooting guys with upgraded shotguns. These are enemies that are not fully armored by any stretch, and they just crumple to the ground when I shoot them point blank with an upgraded shotgun. I mean, these fuckers should be exploding.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word.
Absolutely. No, I agree with you.
So, that is a letdown for me.
So let's talk about something that you and I both really like. First of all, there's a ton of collectibles in this game.
There's tons of stuff to collect. The game has kind of a weird pacing to it, where it's like you come out into a huge shootout area, which we're in right now. You go through all these guys, bang, bang, bang. It's just super intense. And then once you clear them out, it's like, okay, let's loot the place.
Let's run around and literally collect everything from videotapes.
Food, videotapes, 3D glasses, armor, coins, readables, guns. It's just crazy.
I think a good way to describe the gameplay pacing for this game is start and stop.
Yeah, in a lot of ways that would be correct. And there is some weirdness to the way things are collected, too. It's like each player gets their own ammo drops and health drops, which I do like, right? I don't want to have to be fighting or constantly communicating with my partner about, okay, you take this ammo, I'll take this ammo, you take this health, I'll take that health, type of nonsense. So I'm glad that is separate. But so are all the readables and stuff, which it would have been nice if that type of collectible stuff would have been maybe one person gets it, both players get it, type of thing, right? It does add experience, so it is worth getting. It's a nice way to kind of get experience boosts. But it kind of also means you have to constantly be talking to your partner. Where'd you find that? Where'd you find that? I want it. Or, oh, you get this ammo crate? Tell me where you are. I'll run over by you. So it really kind of slows down the intensity of the gameplay. So it is kind of a start and stop gameplay to it. Again, it's not bad by any stretch.
But it definitely shows through during the gameplay.
Yeah, and I think this is a part where, again, you have a game that's not been co-op in its history, and now it is, right? And these are some of the quality of life things that I wish were different. Instead of making us kind of chase after each other, right? And get each of these things like, oh, hey, one person got the key item, we can both have the key item. Type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Moving right along, we talked about how there's a ton of upgrades to the guns, but I don't think...
But the upgrade system is nice. Let me just make that point.
No, yeah, you're right, and I agree with you.
It gives you a point to... It makes you want to find this stuff.
Yes.
It makes you want to upgrade your guns. So it does give something to the game and the combat besides just literally run and gun and basically just try to power through each section, right? Like, it gives you a reward 100%. For collecting stuff and searching around. And there are lots of nooks and crannies to look in. I want to say that I think the level design is pretty decent so far. Lots of places you can kind of jump up to some quote-unquote secret locations, find treasure troves, so to speak, loaded with ammo, grenades, coins, and collectibles. So I do find the exploration in this to be kind of rewarding a lot of times. But at the same time, it's a balance, and I'm not sure they got the balance 100% right, so to speak. It's more like, let's have a huge firefight, and then let's stop everything to a crawl while you guys explore, and then you can move on to the next huge firefight, and then we'll explore again. So, I don't know. It's not a perfect balance, but I guess it's okay.
You know, and I find myself, I do, we talked about this before, those upgrades, right? The character ability upgrades, you get ability points when you gain a level. And also the ability to upgrade your guns. I know we kind of touched on that a little bit earlier, but I don't think it can be overstated that, like you said about the other topic, is really something that keeps you coming back, you know, wanting to do those extra missions because you want to get that gun to the next level, you want to get that next ability, you want to be able to boost your health, your armor. So those are all good things to do, and those are all things that kind of keep you playing. You know what I mean?
So let's talk about this mission structure overall.
Sure, absolutely. So there's kind of a central hub area, which I don't think I expected.
I didn't either.
When we first started the game, the central hub area it's in the catacombs, so it's underground.
Yep.
And it's a 2-tier area, and basically there's people you talk to, items to get. They give you missions, say, hey, go here, do X, Y, and Z. And then there's a big map that you open up, and you're able to go to these different areas, and you can select different missions to do. And you can redo the missions, from what I see.
Yeah.
And maybe not the mission specifically, but you can go back to the area. Yeah. That's what I meant.
So here's the part. This is, again, a positive and a negative. And I think this is where one of the things that's probably going to be most confusing for people that aren't ready for it, right? Like, so this mission structure opens up. You select a mission to do. You go into this, and it sends you to an area, and there's going to be parts that open up during these missions that you're not ready for, right? Where enemies have, like, the quote-unquote skull above their health bar, so to speak.
And that's not something we're unfamiliar with in games.
We're not unfamiliar with it, but it certainly threw us for a loop a few times. We're like, she's telling us to do this action, but there's no way we're going to defeat this enemy. And this game is not like Dark Souls, people, you know, where you can fight the hard enemy level 1 and win, okay? You're going to get your ass beat by these guys, I'm telling you. I mean, you got 2 people pulverizing these fuckers with 100 bullets apiece. They shoot you once and you're done, right? So you're not going to kill these guys with the skull. And we're playing on normal difficulty here, and we die plenty at normal difficulty. So the difficulty curve here is significant. It makes me wonder, is there some sort of New Game Plus mode? Can you continue to replay these missions on harder difficulties or with upgraded items or gear? That's kind of where I'm wondering about this, because I personally feel underpowered quite often in the firefights. And it is weird how you are asked to do some of these missions, and then these parts are thrown in there with really tough enemies that you're not ready for. So you almost have to think, oh, I'll come back to that later. And I know we struggled with that initially when we were not expecting it.
But now, as we play more and as we delve further in and move further in, I'm actually finding myself excited to go back and do some of those, because we are reaching a couple higher levels now, and I'm thinking, I bet you now if we went back, we'd be able to beat these guys.
I am excited to go back and do them.
Yeah.
I do think that, again, unless I miss something here, I don't know any way to actually open the map, right, in this game. There is a little map that shows up. You can see it in the top right corner of the screen there.
Is it up, down, left, or right in the D-pad? I'd have to try that.
I tried every freaking button. I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't see how you could open the map. I'm not sure why you can't open up a full map, but I didn't figure out how to do it. So if anybody watching this knows how to actually open up the map and look at it, that would really make my day.
Absolutely.
It's super annoying because you're trying to find where you're going, and it's not always super clear. So again, you spend a lot of time looking around, searching,
running back and forth,
doing
up
a
and
lot
down.
of back and forth.
Yep.
You've got to make sure you select the right objective for it to track on the map, or else it's going to lead you to the wrong area.
Possibly a skull encounter.
Enemy. So there's a little bit of RPG-like systems going on in what is traditionally a shooter.
A very non-RPG shooter.
Yeah. So they're trying to combine 2 genres here, let's be honest. It is not a perfect marriage by any stretch, but it's decent. It's decent enough for the price that, I think I recommend it.
Yeah,
if you're looking for this type of thing.
Let's talk about it based upon its price. Again, for us, it was about $32.50 on the deluxe edition from Amazon. It allows us both to play through the full game when we play together.
Yeah.
And honestly, so you figure $16 a piece. I don't in any way find that to be something where I'm looking at this game and saying, man, this really fucking sucks. I paid $60 for this. I would never pay $60 for this game. But I would pay $20.
Yeah.
I've played games that cost $20 that I didn't have this much fun playing.
Yeah. I mean, we're still coming back to it. We're still having fun with it. I think if both people had to pay $60 for it, I think it definitely would leave a lot to be desired.
I think even if both people had to pay $30 or $40 for this game, it would be maybe disappointing.
Yeah.
Again, the fact that we're both paying around that $16 to $20 mark to play together, I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that.
Yeah. Yeah, so the overall gameplay, again, it's fun enough with two people. You got to work together. It is challenging. There's no doubt about it. But what they are trying to merge two genres here. I'm going to tell you that for a fact. And it's not a perfect marriage, but it's decent. So if you're just looking for, you look at the slate of games out right now, guys. Until Iceborne comes out, you've got a lull here. There's no doubt about it.
Definitely a lull.
So if you're sitting around thinking, God, I just wish there was something me and my buddy could play together, this isn't the worst option. There's worse options out there. There's better options.
Absolutely.
But, if you're just looking for something new to play together and just pop in, pop out, this doesn't require an obscene time commitment to play.
No.
And it's not going to break the bank. So I think you can be okay here, assuming you have dedicated partners to play with.
So let's talk about something that really kind of turned us off initially to this game, was the departure from maybe the serious tone of the other two Wolfenstein games, Wolfenstein 1, Wolfenstein New Colossus. Almost more of a childish tone. Not childish in like the kiddie cartoony graphics sense, but childish in like just the way your two main characters are presented initially and at times. To me, it felt very... I don't even know how I want to say this. I find myself thinking, I wonder truly if this is just for laughs and shock value, or if these characters would really act like that.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm just more disappointed in the level of violence that isn't there, if that makes sense. I guess, to be fair, I'm not really playing this for the story. That is not the number one selling point for me. So it's probably not fair for me to sit here and say, God, the story sucks. I don't even know what the fuck's going on, to be honest with you. I'm like, hey, send me in there, give me some guns. If it's a Nazi, I'm killing it. That's basically my thoughts on this. So for me, it's not necessarily a story problem. It's just a violence problem in general, where it just feels like there isn't any. Like I just shot that dude in the face with his own gun, and he just fell over.
A little blood splat.
Why didn't his head blow off?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of what I wanted and what I was expecting.
It definitely felt like some of that violence was stifled. So I feel like maybe
you play games like Doom, and you see what they're doing in that, where you take the guy and you shove your fist down his throat and rip his guts out.
Yeah.
And here you shoot him right point blank in the face, and he just falls over.
Yeah.
So I have no clue if there was censoring going on here, or if there was just a lack of
effort,
or if they're going to release this as like a DLC, if enough people bitch about it, or what. But I definitely, that's one of the first things I noticed, because you don't get that, oh, cool moment where you just like, you have one of those great kills that you want to tell everybody about, right?
Yeah.
Like, even here, how many bullets did we put in that guy? He just fell over. A little bit of blood there.
Look at the idiot fucking AI just standing over there. Jesus Christ.
And again, we're on normal, so...
Yeah.
But it's hard enough on normal. I'm telling you, we die plenty.
For sure.
So.
I would definitely say, like I said, I have my gripes about this game. If I'm rating this game, I think we talked about this earlier. What do we say, like 6.5 out of 10?
This is a 6 to 7. That's what it is.
And
you look at the value of it, it's nothing special. It's not pushing the genre in new directions. It's not... I don't think it's really adding a ton to Wolfenstein's legacy.
I don't think so either.
I don't think it's going to be on the Game of the Year lists, anything like that. But it's a diversion.
It's a time waster.
It is, but it's fun enough that we're going to probably keep playing it.
In fact, when we get done recording this No BS review, we're going to go and play it.
Yeah.
Like I said, 6.5 to 7 out of 10 is my score on this.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Is it a balls out right now, gotta have it recommendation? I don't think so. To me, it's if you're desperate for something to play and you got a buddy you're going to play with, go ahead.
Yeah.
You have my blessing. You're not going to be too disappointed. Just know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
Is that fair enough?
And if you can handle, I think one of the things you got to be able to handle is just this sort of weird amalgamation of first-person shooter and RPG.
Yes.
And it's not a perfect marriage. And no matter how bad I want it to be, it just isn't. But if you can work through some of the kinks, you can have some fun. And at the end of the day, that's all we really care about.
Fair enough. Plebs, we got to have your comments about Wolfenstein Youngblood down below. Like the video if you enjoyed this honest no BS review, and we'll see each and every one of you right here on the Balding Plebs for more content like this. Mr. fucking YouTube, before we close the door tonight, if the Plebs like this kind of content, what can they do to support us?
Join the Patreon, baby.
And of course, that $1 tier, what does that do?
That gets you a wonderful opportunity to buy us ramen for a day.
That means we can eat. And what do we do with that $5 tier?
We get you in our Discord, baby, and we talk shit about games, YouTubers,
Each other.
It's a blast. Best $5 you're going to spend all month.
Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you right here next time for more content like this.
You're welcome.
GG, you plebs.